Hello and welcome back to Dabnica and the Survival series. Right, so it's been a while again since I've been recording some videos and making some content for my YouTube channel. I'm really sorry about that. I've just been deadly busy with work, but I have been enjoying it as well. I know they say you've got to find a balance between work and play. Well, at the moment, work is turning into my plate and I am really enjoying it. So it's been hard for me just to step away and do some content. But now I have actually got some more free time and I'm making some videos. So hopefully it'll go back to 4 a week. That is my aim. So this video will be coming out tomorrow from when I'm recording it, which will be Sunday. And then I'm planning on doing at least another one Wednesday and then back to normal. So there'll be the Friday video and then another Sunday video and then hopefully again a Monday video after that. So really sorry if you've been looking forward to watching some of the videos but they haven't been coming out. Like I said, it's just been difficult finding some time. But anyway, let's just talk more about Farming Simulator and what we're actually doing on here. So in the last episode, we did some grass silage bales. You can probably just make them out just down there. They are still fermenting, but we are going to pick them up today and we're going to put them away. We're hopefully going to do a bit of hay as well with this grass here. Now, if we just have a quick look at the temperature, which is there. As you can see, drying conditions are really good right now. Don't know why that's gone negative there. Maybe it's because it's early morning, bit of morning dew setting in. Bit of moisture into the actual ground itself, but as you can see there's no rain till Wednesday, so this is a good time. Wind speed's technically low. I mean, you'd love wind speed like that with no rain, because then the drying potential would probably be maybe a bit better than that, but that'll still be good enough for what we want to do. And then we're just waiting for the actual soybeans as well. We've got some weeds popping up in the field, but I'm going to go over that with some herbicide closer to. I think if we just look at the map, you can probably make out that the growth stage is quite early on compared to a lot of the fields around. It's definitely earlier on. Actually, while we're in this menu right now, let's have a quick look at some contracts. So if there's anything that stands out, I mean, that mowing one was good before. Is there any big contract? Doesn't look like it. Oh, there's a sowing one. That's potatoes. So we're not going to be doing that. That was good money though, 20,000. And there's another ploughing one there. But no, I don't think anything's standing out there. I am obviously keeping an eye out for that one that we did before with the mowing. Well, I didn't do it, but I was supposed to do it, or I could have done it, basically, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, I missed out on that one. But we are doing good for money, and I have purchased a few things. Only small things. I've just purchased an actual bale spike, because before all I had was the pallet fork and a bucket, and the pallet fork was a bit of a pain. So I've purchased a proper bale spike, and I've also purchased this thing, which is actually really nifty, and I'll show it off in a second. And it's basically a big bag lifter, but it's also, if you use it right, you can use it to pick up things, especially round bales, really well. Now, I did try and show this off in Bessie Beneath, and it can be used if you're putting it in singular bales and stacking them away, which we'll just go and do now. But if you try and then pick them up with this, it's not easy, because obviously it tries to pick up everything underneath. So if you've got a stack of bales piled up all nicely and you try and pick them up, this thing's gonna, well, it's just gonna have a nightmare and try and pick up more than you want it to. But I will show you how good it can be, and I think for putting bales away and especially picking up pallets as well, I think it'd be really good for that. So if we do that and strap it, it's as easy as that, and we're not piercing the bale, and then all we need to do is travel it over here. And while we're over here as well, we'll have a quick look at that miscellaneous fill type that's on the ground that won't be picked up with the bucket. Kind of looks like straw or hay or something along them lines, but I don't know what it is. I feel like it's hay or straw, I don't know, but I can't pick it up anyway. So what I need to do is clear this out. So we're going to go and open the F11 menu, and we're just going to quickly get rid of this. I think I've actually gone past, there we go. We want to clear the tip area. Now that should have got rid of everything, and if we bring up the F1 menu, you can see that it's 0, which is great news. So this would normally have that silage in, but with us having some silage bales, we should be alright. But what I am going to start doing is just packing these bales right to the back. I need to find a place as well to store my straw hay bales, sorry. Because, and I will also need to find a place for straw bales, because we don't want to get them wet. So I'm trying to think now where I can put them. I could put them in that little bit of the barn, maybe. There's an option. Or I could try and move out the tractor and trailer that did have the soybeans in. But that's also another problem for when we want to sell the soybeans, because we usually have to wait a bit till the price is right for the soybeans. So this is what I mean about picking up these bales. It's so much easier to do it like this. It really is. Just strap them and go. Now, obviously, I'd be using a bale grab normally, which I do like. I actually still do like using the round bale grabs. They are pretty nifty. And they're, like I said, realistic. You're not piercing the bale. This is something you don't want to be doing until you're using it, which is why we've got the bale spike. We can use that for obviously the hay that we're going to make later on, but when you're putting bales away like this, you don't want to pierce that wrap because it's not going to ferment properly. There we go. That's another one. Now, if you want to know what this is, you obviously, depending on how you've got the mod set up, I've got a mod where it organises all the options in these menus, so they might be laid out a little bit different than yours. But mine, and probably on your game as well, it's going to be inside the front loader tab. And then you go along. I've got, again, in a different order than you, because I've got a mod that organises in price order. So from the cheapest option from the left-hand side to the most expensive, going across to the right-hand side. But what you're actually looking for, but you probably can't make it out very well right now because of the shaders. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Well, it's not, but you know. There you go. So it's this one. So if we go back one, there you can see it better. So it's the big bag handler there, the CSZ mod. You've probably seen that pack. It's been out for quite a while. If you do want to get this, then it's in that pack. It's the big bag handler. It's only $300 or £300 or whatever you're using. And I've bought it second hand, which makes it only $204. And that's it. It's literally dead easy. And you just use it with the same buttons you would to strap down anything on a trailer. So you just hover over it, and yeah, and it pretty much picks up, I think, everything that you can strap onto it. So I'll try it in a minute with one of them tyres, see if it'll pick up the tyre. Now, probably everyone already knows about this, but if you don't, well then hopefully you'll find some use in it. So it won't pick up the tyres, but it will pick up bales. Now I wonder, with them two bales lined up the way they are, I wonder if it'll pick both of these bales up. They're not perfectly aligned, but we'll have a go, eh? It really just depends on how far I can get that across. No. Oh, it might have actually done this. No, I haven't got a rear weight on, so this might have been a bad idea. It definitely was a bad idea. So this is what I mean about it picking up more than you want it to. Best thing to do in this situation is obviously separate these bales off. So if we just stop that bale, tell the other one to carry on rolling, happy days. Now, picking up these bales, I would not be using this tool for, like I've mentioned. I would be going straight to the bale spike, picking them up that way, because then I'm guaranteed to not have the problem of picking up too many bales. And it just making a complete mess of your stack, the way you're stacking them, putting them away. It's not a good idea. Now I'm sure you can do this with pallets. I'm not sure about anything else. I know it obviously will work on big bags because that's what it's meant for. You pick up with the kind of two forks at the top, they're going to pick up the big bag, and then you can obviously strap it so it doesn't swing around, which again is really cool. And I have got a big bag lying around, so I will show you in a second as soon as I've put these away. Now I would like to obviously expand out from this area, because if you just have a quick look around now, you can see the gaps in the grass where I'd probably like to plough that and probably mow as well away these bushes and do it properly. But to do that, we're going to need to own that field. Again, this could be land that I build on as well, try and flatten out a little bit. I mean, the plant needs a lot more money than what I'm going with right now, and it's also going to be a bit difficult with FS22 coming out. I mean, will I carry on this map? I hope so, because it is a survival series and I do want it to get somewhere and kind of progress into a proper good farm, which we've a kind of custom farm that I've built over time by adding in, you know, placeables and sheds and whatever. I think that's the way to go on a survival series. It is technically like a little bit of a sandbox. And I did see a really good comment the other day about someone saying that people that play survival series in this way kind of doesn't make much sense. And he did have a really good point, because he was basically saying that if like leasing out equipment and getting loans, well, most farmers in real life are always trying to play survival. They're all surviving, they're all struggling, especially if they've got milkers and the price of milk goes down, and they do have to lease out equipment, and they do have to generate money from sources like loans and stuff, and then pay it back over time. So if you were trying to play a true survival series, then you would just play normally and lease out equipment. But I think just for the purpose of the series itself, it is a survival in the sense of the stipulations are you can't lease out equipment, you can't obviously loan stuff out, and you also can't basically add money and cheat in any way. And you're also playing on a hard difficulty as well. I think that's the sense of what it is. But yeah, I did get your point on that comment, and I tend to agree with you. Right, so we've got one more bale there. This one on, and I think that's it then. So put these two just on top, and as you can see, it works a treat when stacking away. Just don't try and use it when you're obviously picking the bales up. Not unless you can find a way of doing it that I haven't. Right, and last but not least, I'm just going to plonk this here. There we go, job done. So let's go back and we'll just go and quickly try this out, this lifter on a big bag. And if I have got a pallet lying around, which I can't remember, I'll also try it on that just so we can see if it works on a pallet, which I am intrigued to see. We've got quite a bit of manure there. We might need to look into getting them trees that I was on about, maybe boost that income a little bit. So I can't see a pallet. There might be one round the side, but let's just try with this lifter, which is going to be a little bit difficult because I've parked the mower just there. But I think I'm in line with that. Might be a little bit off to the left. There we go, so that's going to lift up. And as you can see, it's now stuck in place, strapped. Job done. You could probably pick up 2 bags like this, I'd say, if you wanted to. So it is pretty nifty. I do like it. And I can't believe I've only just started using it. I've had this mod pack for a long time, and I've only just started using it, which is a bit of a strange one. So let's probably just drop that off there, and then I'll find a better place to put the front loader, because we're not going to need that yet. In fact, what I might do is pick up the fork, the bale spike, sorry, and I think I'm on the right one. Wait a minute. It's hard to tell with the shader. There we go. Right, so we're hooked up there. Let's just have a quick look. We're going to mow all the way down here for hay, from that point there, all the way down. It'll be a good chunk of hay, this will. We're obviously going to bale it off in round bales. Don't think we're going to need a tedder. The temperature, like I said, is dry. The ground is dry. There's no wet to the ground, so it should just come off and naturally dry over time. I have got a tedder, but it is pretty poor. And I don't think there's any point in me going to sell that and investing into another one. I have got something on my wish list that I do want to buy, and it's a different straw blower, because this one is pretty naff. It doesn't work very well. And there's one that's actually really good, and I'll just quickly show you. And it's not this Mikhail, not the C360 that attaches to the back of a tractor or the front of a tractor, depending if you've got a PTO at the front. It's actually a trailer kind of version of the same thing, so it hauls behind, and it's 4,420, which is affordable. We're already at 3,000, so we can probably go and take that in right now, sell it, and then exchange it for the other one. So we don't need to generate some money to do that, but I think right now we'll focus on doing the hay, and then when I do need to go and swap that out, I will be doing that. Now what I'll do is I'll start up on this side, because it's the side I always have issues with me. It's a bit where I own the land and don't, and it kind of doesn't always go in a straight line. So we'll try and crack on with it, and if I do see that message pop up, I'll try and readjust. But I do find it can be an issue. You can see from where the bushes and the little flowers that you would normally mow, they're still there, which indicates to me that I couldn't mow that area. So far, so good. Probably getting close now to it. And it shouldn't take long to do this, it really shouldn't. Now what I might actually do, in fact, instead of carrying on mowing, I'll change of heart. I will carry on mowing at some point, but what I'm thinking of doing is setting a bit of an area here for them trees that I've wanted to get, which will generate quite a bit of income, and it could boost us along and maybe speed this series up a little bit, just because of the fact it's obviously coming to the end of FS19. We're getting close to a month away now, so it might be a good idea to just try and generate a bit of income from another source and then carry on with the mowing, but like maybe take a bit of a chunk out of it, so we could directly come down this line here and leave that area with the antenna to some placeables that generate some income. So what I'm going to just quickly do is have a look at the trees, how much they cost, and see if we can start doing this, because I know I need manure, which I have got, but I just want to make sure it'll work. So I'll just do a quick assessment and just see if it will actually pay off. Alright, so I've had a quick look at some options. I've had a look at the global company options, but then this is the one that I was originally looking at, which is an olive tree. And it gives you $60 an hour on hard difficulty. So it's going to give us quite a bit of money. It really is. That's going to add up to some serious cash every day. Now, if it gets too much, I will modify that. I'll probably bring it down a little bit, but I do want to try and speed this up a bit. Like I said, I would love, before FS22 to come out, for me to have a bit of a farm going on here. It doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be massive, but something that I've achieved. And again, I don't want to speed through it to the point where it's a bit of a joke. So we'll put this in, and I might half it down to $30 an hour, which is still, well, it's still going to be a lot of money, let's be honest. So we'll do it because it is some serious cash, but I might have to modify this after. So let's have a quick look at this now. I don't want it to look a bit stupid, but if we just put one here, and if we put another one here, I think that's going to be the best bet. I mean, that's still a lot of... It's going to give us a lot of income, that is. Now, these shouldn't do anything until we... I'm sure we have to add something like manure to them, but they will sell automatically, the goods, so the olives. Let me just bring up this, and we can actually see if there's any triggers. There probably is. As you can see, there's a trigger there. So let's go and hook up the front loader to the bucket, and we'll have just a quick play with a bit of manure just to see if it does anything. There we go. So I'll go get set up. I'll leave the mower here because we're in position, and then we'll see if this is going to work or not. Right, so welcome back. As you can see, a few little things have changed. So what I've done is I've got some manure, and I just tipped it here, and it's obviously gone around the tree, so that's a custom thing that is. I'm hoping that's the right way to do this. I think it is. So I think all we need to do now is add some water. So I've bought this trailer, second-hand, cheap trailer, as you can see, a bit battered. And I've also put in, just over here, a well that I'm hoping will fill up this. So kind of gone with some really moderately cheap things that I need. So I'm hoping, like I said, this is going to be an easy thing to do. As you can see, it's now filling up water. It's not costing me anything. I've only got £10 in the bank account right now, so things are obviously getting a little bit tricky. So I'm hoping I just pull up to these now and I can fill into them. That is the plan. Right, so that's full. So is there a trigger for this? Hoping there is. There we go. So that's taken hardly any water, and I've tipped into it. As you can see, the tree has now got its own kind of leaves and stuff to it, so you can see that something is progressing. Now, what I might think about doing with this, just because of the fact that this isn't going to give me money every hour, because when it's obviously harvested, let's say, or the fruit's been taken off, I imagine that I'm going to have to keep going through this and, yeah, keep applying manure and water to it. So I think the best thing for me to do is maybe just leave it at the moment with the amount of money it gives me, because it's not going to be continuous. I don't imagine it's going to be that way. I think that, yeah, it's just going to make more sense to just leave it how it is and just keep coming back to it and checking it. And then when it needs more manure and stuff, we're just going to have to obviously keep topping it up and just keep generating money that way. So we're technically earning it a little bit more than what we are with the other things. It's not just sitting there doing something. We have to put a bit of work in to get the income back out of it. but I do like the way that it looks. It's kind of add another feature to the farm. And I've also found something that I really do want to put in, which is a shed. And it looks a bit old and a little bit battered, but it is quite cheap, so I mean, you can't expect more for that kind of the money that it is. And I'm just trying to think where to put it. So probably in the next episode we'll try and put a few buildings down. We'll see how much money I've generated. I might progress a bit of time, especially with the soybeans as well. I'll wait pass a bit of time, come back in with the soybeans probably nearly ready to harvest. I might even do the herbicide off camera, and yeah, we might have a bit more money in the bank account, and then we can start putting a few buildings down. I think that's probably going to be a good idea. But we'll definitely get this hay done anyway. We'll get it mowed and windrowed up, and then we'll just wait just to see how long it takes. It shouldn't take too long, probably a day. I mean, I am on the fastest season's length, so it's definitely not going to take forever. And the good thing about this field is it doesn't take long to mow. But I think this is now a perfect time for me to stick in a time lapse of me getting this mowing done, doing a bit of windrowing. So enjoy the time lapse, and I'll cut back in when all that's done. Right, so welcome back. It is now 2 days, pretty much 2 days ahead in the time, and you can see that, well, these have just completely changed colour all of a sudden, which is interesting. It's still on the dark green though, which means we can spread the herbicide because I haven't done anything in this stage yet. But yeah, we are flying by. 2 days have passed. The grass is now turned to hay, so we can bale that off. And as you can see, these have now finished pretty much. I think this indicates that I need to give a bit more manure. It has consumed some. You can see that it has consumed some, and also the water is dying out. And they've also generated a hell of a lot of money for me. probably too much, but I'm going to keep it because, you know, it is what it is, and then I'll probably modify it before the next episode and maybe halve it down. But I'm at 21,800, which is going to help me put some buildings down. But yeah, it is a lot of money from 2 trees, but then again, I have also got the honey and also the solar panels, and the antenna, so it's not solely just from that, but obviously with it all, it kind of adds up. So I'm just going to quickly get the baler out. I am going to be doing some herbicide, but probably in between this episode and the next, because you can see that there's a few spots of weeds popping up around, so I definitely want to try and get rid of that before I start harvesting that. But I am glad how fast everything's growing, and all the silage is spot on. One thing I need to probably do is just top the water up over here. It should be fine for food. Let's just grab a small hay bale just in case. There we go. Do need to get a new straw blower. I mentioned that. Without that, it doesn't really work that well. But let's have a look at the cows. We've only got, well, I've got 4 now. 2 tiny ones, so we are progressing quite well. We've got 4 cows. But they're fine for everything. Got quite a bit of milk. Should we sell this? Every time I try and sell it, it's always a problem. All the transport company drivers have taken the day off to practice for the Farming Simulator League. Fair play. We're obviously busy. Right, so we've got grass in this baler, so I'm going to get rid of that before I start doing this. I might just do a few bales. This video has gone on quite a bit, but we'll do at least a couple just before. In fact, it shouldn't take that long. We may as well just get it done. So let's just quickly, I want to clear the baler out. There we go. Drop it down, turn her on, and off we go. So it will be 4,000 litre bales. Can't change that. I haven't got the mod activated on this series for that, but I think that'll still be fine. Well, at least we can get a few hay bales, and we've got plenty. I mean, the cows don't really need much. And that's why I'm not too worried about the size that we're mowing, really. We've definitely got quite a few. I should probably add the mod where it automatically drops bales on this. I haven't got that activated as well, but that would be a good mod to get sorted out. There we go. Hay bale done. So at that rate, we're going to get at least 5, 6, something like that. Maybe a bit more. Should get a good amount anyway. So what I'll do is I'll crack on with this. I'll get all the bales sorted out. I'll cut back in when it's all done. And then we'll take a bit of a recap. And we'll go from there. Alright, so that's that all done. We got 5 bales and I was about 50% into the 6, so I did make a good guess there. But 5 hay bales with the amount of cows we've got is absolutely plenty. So I'm just fueling up the tractor. Do really like this tractor. It is definitely a keeper. Yeah, just fueling it up because it was getting low. Give it a quick clean as well. Make it look fancy. So in the next episode we have got quite a bit of money now. Like I said, I will modify that so it's not as intense, but definitely should probably think about the fact that we're not going to have many more episodes on this unless I keep playing it into FS22 a bit, which I might do with some maps. I don't know what series I'm going to carry on and what's going to end. I'll pretty much just get a feel for it. If I'm enjoying FS22 quite a bit, it really just depends on time, I guess, as well. So I'll keep that in mind. It's a bit strange how I've still got this caravan from the start, that chair, and also I'm still using this thing. Maybe we should invest in a better toilet, in a better house. But we've definitely got a bit of money to put some sheds up, so hopefully in the next episode that'll be pretty cool. We'll get things looking a little bit different around here. And yeah, we'll be progressing in a good way. But I do like this series, and I have to say that Dabnica has really grown on me over the time I've played on it. It really is a nice, unique map, so definitely worth carrying on this series, hopefully into FS22, and we can progress quite well. But on that note, I am going to leave the video there, so really do appreciate every single one of you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help my channel out. And if you're new to this series and are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.